What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our WPL Week 4 match. Excuse me. We were originally taking on Dom Milano and his New Jersey Nagano Devils, which is really cool because hockey teams, obviously. But we're playing another hockey team, good pal Derp and the Toronto Maple Bayleefs, who was kind enough to take over the team after Dom had to drop the league. So he picked up a really bad team, in my opinion. I think it's like really horrible. And yeah, I think I've got a pretty okay match. It's not a great matchup, even though the team's pretty bad, but it's okay enough that I can handle it. Yeah, so let's run through his team. He's got Zero Aura, which didn't come, Hippowdon, Vaporeon, which didn't come, and I didn't expect it to come anyways, really. Delmise, which didn't come, Ditto, Masquerain, Mega Kangaskhan, which didn't come, Tyrantrum, Gothitelle, Excadrill, and Crabominable, which didn't come. I wasn't expecting the Delmise or the Crabominable anyway. I didn't really see Vaporeon coming all that often. It didn't have a fantastic way to beat my team. You know, it was kind of just fodder for Primarina to come in, and Primarina fucks him in the ass. So that's fun. Meg Kangaskhan, I really didn't necessarily see coming. Beware kind of just sits on its face, and I know that in prep he was forced to prep for Beware essentially because Beware sat on top of his team. I'm actually a little bit surprised to not see the Zero Aura of all things. I really do think Zero Aura put a lot of pressure on my team, and it didn't have a fantastic matchup. Lurantis would have been a good bring for me here, I think. Although seeing the Ditto, I mean, obviously the Ditto is a threat. It's got to be Scarf. There's no other set that beats me, so he has to be Scarf on this one. If he wants to be like Life Orb or Super Berry, he's risking the speed tie, and all of my Mons have boosting items. My Mons all have a way to beat a Super Berry set, essentially. Unless he copies it with Mega Beedrill. But my Mega Beedrill set can't hit itself without Drill Run. So, yeah, basically what I expected. I didn't really anticipate the Gothitelle to come all that much, and I prepped for it, obviously, accordingly. It's honestly kind of just like fodder for Mimikyu, so I'm interested to see what sort of set he brings. It was kind of fodder for Lurantis too, if I'm being honest. So I'm a little bit sketched out there. But yeah, let's talk about my team then. If you haven't seen the team builder, you should check that out. I posted it yesterday. But Beedrill, I'm running Defog, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Drill Run. I had a much cooler set on here, but I needed Defog, and I couldn't afford to put it on Zapdos. Specs Primarina, Specs Moonblast, literally two-shots his entire team, so there's no reason for me not to just spam Moonblast. Zapdos, I'm physically defensive Zapdos with Heat Wave, U-Turn to pivot out on the Gothitelle, Roost, and Toxic for the Hippowdon. Beware, I'm a Rocky Helmet Beware set. I'm running a little bit of speed, but I am mainly physically bulky with Drain Punch, Shadow Claw, Taunt, and Toxic. Garchomp, I'm a Dragonium Z set because he doesn't have a Fairy, so it's very spammable. Once I get to +2, I can just click Dragon Z. Rocks, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and something else. I'm Sandvale with Rocks, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, SD. There we go. Reuniclus is a Magic Guard Life Orb set, which will two-shots Gothitelle with Shadow Ball very easily. Or it's a roll to Oko after Rocks, I believe, depending on his investment in the bulkiness there. Actually, it might just straight up kill, depending on his bulk. Psychic, or Psyshock? Psychic? I think it's Psychic. I believe it's Psychic. Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, and Focus Blast is only there to hit the Excadrill. Psychic is very spammable against his team. His resists are the Gothitelle and the Excadrill, and I had coverage for both of those. So, yeah, Reuniclus and Primarina both two-shot his entire team. Seems to be sort of the theme this season so far, is that I've had Primarina, Beware, and Reuniclus kind of just two-shot people's teams almost entirely. So I'm really liking the offensive core going on there. Yeah, so let's get right into things here then. I'm going to lead off with my Zapdos. It's a good lead. You know, it probably threatens the Masquerain out at least a little bit. I'm scared of the webs. I thought Masquerain might come, and Zapdos is really my only answer to it. I'm really Masquerain weak, and I'm really webs weak. So I've got to play around that a little bit here. So I'm going to lead with the Zapdos as he's going to lead with the Hippo. Now, I'm actually perfectly okay with this because it means that I get a Toxic turn 1. He's likely going to go for Rocks, and then I can just U-turn out on him, as that is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to U-turn out on him as he goes into the Tyrantrum. So, U-turn damage, I'm a minus attack nature, shows to be pretty much no bulk Tyrantrum. I don't know if he was running like actually max speed to outspeed Dugong. You know, it's very possible that he was. I don't know if max speed Dugong really threatens anything, but there you go. So we've scouted the Tyrantrum a little bit, and I have a dedicated answer to this in my Beware. Or sorry, my Beware, yes. But if he's Scarfed, I will outrun him with this Beedrill. And so my strat was to go into Beedrill. I get a free U-turn off with the Beedrill, probably bait in something else. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do here, as he's going to bring in the Masquerain. So reason that I outspeed the Tyrantrum there, and let's talk about it here. This Masquerain is pretty much no bulk as well, based on the U-turn damage at -1. So my Beedrill is EV to outrun Zeraora, which hits a much higher speed tier than Scarf Tyrantrum will. I know for a fact Mega Beedrill outspeeds Scarf Hoopa Unbound by 1 point if I'm max speed Mega Beedrill, and Hoopa Unbound has 9 base speed points over Tyrantrum, so I knew for sure that I was going to outspeed Scarf Tyrantrum, and that's why I made that play. Masquerain comes in. It really just gives me my Zapdos again for free here, and he's going to predict the electric move and go into Excadrill. As we know from my team builder, I don't even have an electric move, so Heat Wave's going to get a shitload of damage off on this, which I was very happy with. 70% is so much damage. So much damage. I was very happy to see that, and it's pretty much a free swap into my Beware on this thing. You know, best thing he can do to me is Earthquake, but he's probably not going to go for Earthquake right off the bat, so he subs, and I'm going to be able to go for a Drain Punch, break the sub, and get a little bit of HP back as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure it gives you HP back, doesn't it? Yep, there we go. So Excadrill, you know, he can't kill me with another Earthquake. He's kind of got to go into something else here, and what that's going to be is the Masquerain. You know, it's a safe bet. I was thinking it's a safe bet he's going to go into Gothitelle here and trap me. So it's in my best interest to just sit here and click Shadow Claw against this, and get my kill. But instead he's going to go to Masquerain, you know, find his opportunity to get Masquerain in. Shadow Claw still has a decent chunk to it because it's no bulk, and then the Sand Chip wearing it down here. I'm actually going to go to my Zapdos, and then I'm going to U-turn, I believe, as he gets up webs. Or I'm going to Roost or something along those lines. He Toxics me, so he's faster than my Zapdos, which means he's running speed, because I'm not running a very speedy Zapdos. So, you know, it's fairly likely he's running fairly close to max speed Masquerain in that case. You know, no speed Zapdos still will outrun Masquerain comfortably, so he's running quite a bit of speed on that set. So I'm just going to U-turn into my Beedrill here. I don't care if he's got the Air Slash. I don't understand why he'd be faster than me, but he is faster than me, which actually, that'll tell us one thing right here. That tells us he's essentially max speed Masquerain, right? Because what I just said about Hoopa Unbound applies to Masquerain. Masquerain is the same base speed as Hoopa Unbound. So the fact that he outsped me there and got up the webs before my defog shows us that that is a max speed Masquerain designed to maybe outspeed Beedrill under webs, which is wild. It's wild to me. Absolutely wild. I guess that he was predicting me to creep over Zeraora, which I did, because I'm near max speed Beedrill. So the fact that he outsped me under webs there was a little bit shocking to me. He is actually just going to switch into the Hippo on my double into the Garchomp here. So I figure it's best to just get in Garchomp here. If he's going to kill me, I can, you know, I chew the Air Slash and I outspeed it now that webs aren't up. Or if he's just going to set up webs again, I need to get Beedrill in a position later where it can defog, probably against the Hippo, honestly, because I know I'll outspeed the Hippo under webs, because I should be outspeeding the Tyrantrum under webs as well, actually, if it's not Scarfed. So Hippo comes in. This is pretty free time for me to get up my rocks. He wants to get up his rocks against me. They're pretty valuable against my Zapdos and Beedrill. They're a good chip against the Primarina. But he's letting me get a free SD here as he clicks Rock Slide, predicting my Zapdos to come in or the Beedrill to come in. So I was okay with that. I'm actually surprised I didn't dodge it. Sandveil didn't come into effect at all this game, which I'm a little bit sad about. And Masquerain's going to come in here on the Earthquake and just die to rocks. So Earthquake was... It was pretty free there because I knew the Masquerain died to rocks. Excadrill actually only has one switch into rocks, but he's kind of forced to go into Ditto here. I live any hit from the Excadrill. We know it's not Life Orb now that he's attacked with it, and he hasn't shown Life Orb recoil. You know, I unless the Tyrantrum Scarf, I don't think it's going to be Scarf with Scarf Ditto. I'm predicting like Banded Tyrantrum, honestly, or like Z-move Tyrantrum. It could be Z-move. You know, he's pretty much forced to go into Ditto here, and so that's what I'm going to predict is the Ditto, and it's up to him to decide which move he wants to lock himself into here. So I have two attacking moves. I've got the Dragon Claw and the Earthquake. One of them Primarina is immune to, one of them Zapdos is immune to, so it's a guessing game really for me here. And if I guess wrong and go into Zapdos and eat Dragon Claws, that is perfectly fine because everything drops to Moonblast. So, that's my plays. Go Zapdos, and he actually makes the, he gets the 50-50 wrong and goes for Earthquake there. Fine by me. I get to Roost Up here, or actually I think I go for the Toxic. No, I Roost Up. I Roost Up for sure. Yeah, I Roost Up this turn. The next time that sequence happens, I'm going to go for Toxic, as he's actually going to go and click Earthquake again. So Exeggutor comes in here, not a huge deal. I'm actually going to, what did I do here? I think I go into Beedrill, actually. Pretty sure I go into Beedrill. Yeah, so Masquerade's dead, so I don't have to worry about defogging away anything, and he actually misses the Rock Slide there. So I was fine with sacking my Beedrill here. It was sort of a matter of what do I want to sack, right? Because Beware still handles the Tyrantrum. That's the idea, is that it handles Tyrantrum. I don't want to let Reuniclus take damage because he hasn't brought in the Gothitelle, which is really suspect. Like, I'm really suspicious of this, that he hasn't gone into Gothitelle and tried to trap my Beware yet. I really thought he was going to do it because that was the only thing holding Tyrantrum back from just, like, smacking me in the face. So I really thought it was going to happen a lot earlier in the game. Gothitelle still hasn't come in yet. I'm a little bit suspicious about that. You know, I don't need Beedrill to handle the Gothitelle. It's not that necessary. And Beedrill's the least useful member of my team against this roster here. You know, Hippo's already chipped, and I don't know if he's got Slack Off on it or not, but it's Toxic, so it's on timer regardless. Tyrantrum, if it's Scarf, again, I do outspeed it, but I can only switch into Rocks one more time without defogging, and he's got Sand for another 2 turns for the Excadrill here. There's no way he's switching out the Excadrill. He doesn't have removal on this team, and Excadrill's, like, bad removal. Like, even if it runs Rapid Spin, it's bad removal. It's really bad removal. It doesn't want to run Rapid Spin. That's why it's bad removal. Delmise would have been nice to Rapid Spin. He might have had Defog on the Masquerade, but he brought Webs, so I'm just guessing he brought no removal against me, and so Rocks are here to stay. That means the Excadrill is taking 3% on entry, and he's at 2, so it's not coming in back in. It's worth my time to just sack the Beedrill here with 1 turn of Sand left, and so that's what I'm going to do as he kills me with the Earthquake there. So I got pretty lucky with him missing the Rock Slide, in all honesty. It was definitely in my favor that that happened. I was sacking the Beedrill, and I probably would have just gone Beware and weakened it, or I would have gone Garchomp, hope that I got a Sandveil turn, and killed him, because Garchomp doesn't need health against this team. That's one thing I definitely do not need. You know, it's getting to the point where him killing me with Dragon Claw is a roll from his Ditto copying me. But I don't care that much because it's more than likely at this point, after taking another round of rocks, that he's going to kill me with Dragon Claw anyways. So I would have been fine going Garchomp hard there in the sand. Maybe he misses with the Sandveil anyways and I get a free kill. But either way, I just go into Garchomp here. I'm just going to claim my kill again. He's got nothing floating, so Earthquake just gets one. Ditto's going to come back in, and here he's going to just make a misread again. As I go into Zapdos, and he clicks Earthquake once again. Very free turn for me, and I'm going to click Toxic this time. So it was definitely worth my time to click Toxic here. I also was considering clicking U-turn, because Zapdos doesn't need the health either, but it puts the Tyrantrum on a timer, which I'm also okay with. At this point, I'm just going to go hard in my Beware, which may or may not have been a misplay. I actually think U-turning there might have been a little bit smarter on my part. I was trying to not let Zapdos die for the Ditto Mind Games once again. Beware can chew any hit except a Z, and so that's what he's going to go for here as he's Dragon Dance C. Kills my Beware. That's perfectly fine with me. I can play around this and sack appropriately. I believe at this stage it was taking 24% from Toxic. Oh, sorry, 18%. So I have to go into something here. No, now there it is. Now it's taking 24% from Toxic, and he'd been left with 12%, which means he's dying to rock. So, you know, he can choose to either A, save this Tyrantrum right here and bring it in later. Now that Beware's dead, it kind of claims a kill later on in the game. Or he can choose to kill me, which I think is a poor decision, personally, because that means that he can't switch in Tyrantrum later. And at this stage of the game, Primarina fucks him in the ass. Primarina dicks on him so hard. I'm running speed on my Primarina to outspeed the Gothitelle, and Ditto doesn't retain the specs when it copies me, so it's not going to kill me. So in my mind, it's my best play to just let this Tyrantrum take a couple more lives, honestly, and I kill it to Toxic damage. Like, if I just sack 2 more things, this thing's dead. And then Primarina and Reuniclus demolish the rest of his team. I am running speed on my Reuniclus. Not enough to outspeed Hippowdon, but if Hippowdon's like a minus speed nature, then maybe he probably wouldn't be because, you know, minus special attack is just better. But I'm running enough speed on Reuniclus to outspeed Delmise. So Either way, Dragonium Z is definitely my best play. If he wants to swap here, I don't think he would want to swap into Ditto, but if he wants to swap into Gothitelle, I got a huge chunk on it. If he wants to switch into Hippowdon, I got a huge chunk on it. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click Dragonium Z here. He's got no switch into it as the Hippo comes in, and I've got no qualms with this whatsoever. Pretty bulky Hippowdon, but he's going to drop to the Toxic here. Ditto's going to come in and copy me. Dragon Claw is a roll. It's a roll in his favor by a long shot. It's like 1 out of 16 or something that I live this Dragon Claw, but Sandbell might kick in. So I click Dragon Claw 2, and he is Scarfed, and obviously he's going to kill me. The crit just guaranteed him the kill there. It didn't really matter. Wasn't really a point to it. But Primarina comes in. He's just going to sack off his Ditto. You know, it's best for him to sack it off. At this point, knowing his sets after the game, it's definitely best for him to sack it off. Tyrantrum is going to come in, takes rocks, and it's going to take toxic damage as I bring in my Zapdos here, as he's just going to click Head Smash. So Head Smash was definitely his best play. He couldn't have locked himself into a Dragon move there. He chose to be Rock Head as well. You know, he could have been Strong Jaw or Rock Head. Definitely Rock Head now. Zapdos had no usefulness in this game anyways. I'm just trying to stall this out. And at this point, I realize it's going to come down to Primarina or Reuniclus against the Gothitelle. This Tyrantrum is going to die to toxic damage. He can't kill both of them unless he hits a Head Smash, or unless he gets a Dragon Dance somehow and then hits a Head Smash, excuse me, against Reuniclus. Super risky. Very risky play. So I'm going to go into my Primarina here. I decided if the Gothitelle is a calm mindset, it's better for me to keep Reuniclus around because Life Orb Shadow Ball will still two-shot it if it's a calm mindset. However, Primarina won't two-shot a Calm Mindset with Specs Moonblast anymore. So, if he's extremely especially bulky, I should say. So, Primarina is definitely my best bet here. It forces him to go for Head Smash once again. Maybe miss. He's not going to miss. And he's going to take more toxic damage. Then Reuniclus can come in. Again, that was objectively my best play to go into Primarina there because it forced him to go for Head Smash. Earthquake wasn't killing me from that range. And he can't lock himself into Outrage against Primarina. So, he had to click Head Smash. If he missed, I'm in an even better spot because then Primarina gets hits off on the Gothitelle and he's fucked, especially knowing what his set is now. He would absolutely just have been fucked if he missed this Head Smash here. So hitting this Head Smash was very clutch on his part. It's an 80% accurate move, so it's definitely a chance to miss all the time. He's got to click something against me. He's Dinotoxic. My best play is to click Recover here, and that's what I'm going to do is he's going to lock himself in Outrage. 72, and I just get to recover back up to 78 there as the Tyrantrum dies. Now, Gothitelle versus Reuniclus 1v1 at the end of the game. Again, I'm super sus of this Gothitelle right now. It hasn't come in until now? This is a trapper. Like, if he trapped Beware ages ago, his Tyrantrum would have just run through my team. I don't know what to expect, but I know that I'm just going to click an attack here. I'm not going to mess around with any recover shenanigans. It's my best play to just click Shadow Ball and do as much fucking damage as I can, as he's going to be a trick set. So, we catch him with that, you know, 60% from that there, and he's going to click Shadow Ball, and we're in a good spot there now. Yeah, so we win the game 1-0 against Derp. Make a good read at the end there and click Shadow Ball over Recover. Sohan is a little bit confused here at the end of the game. He says, "Did 2 Shadow Balls just win there?" And the answer is no. He tricked my Life Orb, so no, 2 Shadow Balls did not win there. Because he got the Life Orb damage boost, the 2 Shadow Balls did kill because of the 30% boost damage. Without the 30% boosted damage, I don't believe that 2 Shadow Balls from the Gothitelle would have killed me. I haven't run a calc on it, but just based on mental math, I don't think it would have killed. Just like had I still had my Life Orb, he would have died to the original Shadow Ball. So I would have one-shot him, and I don't believe he was necessarily two-shotting me. Gothitelle is kind of weak, and so that's what it came down to. So Reuniclus, definitely the MVP of that one. Zapdos actually picked up 2 kills from toxic damage, I think. 2 kills from toxic damage. Garchomp got 2 as well from rocks and killing the Excadrill. Reuniclus got 1, and Primarina got 1. Yeah. So, fairly offensive game. I was pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm definitely happy to take a win. We are 4-0, plus 13 now after the first third of the season. We take on Luxans and the Groningen Gallades. Oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce the city, but I've seen it before. So we're taking on the Groningen Gallades. I need to check and see if he beat Dom really quickly, because he's not having a great season. He was 0-3 before his match today, and I need to be sure about his match. So let me just check it really quickly here. We'll just skip to turn 90 to see what the result of that one was. Okay, so he's not 0-4 anymore. He's now 1-3. So we'll be taking on Luxans and the Groningen Gallades in Week 5. Keep an eye out for the team builder and all that jazz. Hopefully you guys keep supporting me in the WPL as we're kind of on a tear right now. We're one of 3 undefeated teams heading into Week 5, and I'm looking to keep that going until I play Sohan in Week 6. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you for Week 5.